Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, place under the Gungeon. Trying to think, what do we, we got lots of potentiality on the go. We've been having some spotty runs, there's no doubt about that. Definitely want, you know what? No. Let's go Paradox Rat Kill. Let's do it all, brother. Hold on, let's check in on our hunt here. How we doing? 11 bullet sharks, are you insane? That's like more bullet sharks than still exist in the world. Have you checked the Gungeon endangered species list? So we start with the pilot's weapon, fossilized gun. Do we start with a passive? I can never recall. Ooh, deals damage to nearby enemies. Okay. Probably don't need me to tell you. It's not an incredible start, but that's okay. It's, I mean, I like the fossilized gun decently enough for a brown chest gun that we almost never use. The reason we almost never use it is because, you know, you don't start with it. Okay. If you start with it, you know, your gun doesn't have to be nearly as good in order to accomplish some relative levels of decency. They are taking damage, not just from the fire, but from chili pepper as well. We got a weird, like, AoE themed run. Ah, why would I do this? Why would I do this? Okay, no, we're good. Again, that would never find the secret room anyway, because there's stuff blocking the way, but, the best thing I can say about it is that it's fairly ammo efficient. I don't want to break the water barrel here. Is fairly ammo efficient. Is not necessarily that good, and it has that dangerous combination in Gungeon of being not that good and also kind of hard to use. But it's not terrible, and the run isn't terrible. I'm just happy to be playing Gungeon, you know? I was thinking about how to set today's episode up. Gungeon, you know, the episodes are fairly long, so it's harder to build a backlog. But I have built a decent backlog in Gungeon. Oh, my key friend. I don't care, blow up in my face. No. I screwed that up so bad, dude. Just blanketed the area in gasoline. That was terrible. This is the perfect environment to actually throw in a quick reload there. There we go. Should have had one more key, that's bad. But anyway, so, you know, the thing about having a backlog is that, you know, you don't get to play as much of the game that you have a backlog of. It's like a positive feedback loop, you know what I mean? You like playing a game so much, you play too much of it and then you don't get to play as much of it. I appreciate the key. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that the only reason we got that key is because we didn't get the key earlier. I know that's not how it works at all, but I'm going to assume that that is not the secret room. But anyway, is nice. If I can level with you, we're going away for a week, which means I need a backlog in just about every series. Check this out, okay? It's new strats. Austin would never show you this on his channel. You blanket the whole room in fire and then just roll. Top level strategy. So the fact that we're going away means I need a backlog for just about everything, which is a very positive thing right now because it means I get to play a bunch of Gungeon. And I'm hoping we can get to, you know, I don't want to say Punch-Out Mastery. That's probably a little bit too, you know, up my own butt, so to speak. Oh, he's got such a way with words. But, you know, a certain level of goodness. If I could, you know, over the next couple of weeks win Punch-Out 5 or 6 times, I would be more than content. And if I don't win Punch-Out that much, hey, at least, you know, pretty much by hook or by crook, we're getting better at all times. Just like that song by the Beatles that I dare not sing for copyright infringement reasons. Getting better all the time. You don't know that one? It's track 4 off of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. You should check it out. It's pretty good. So, this, on the other hand, is not that good. Why would you approach him like that? Me. So I have a strat. Believe it or not. He jumps at some point when he jumps Monstro style, should it ever happen. Dude, stop. We will blanket the area with fire, and the AoE or the DOT, you know me, will take him down. Please do your other attacks. He's doing them. Now, compromise as little of your real estate as possible. Excuse me, I can't help but notice the boss is not being hurt. How is such a thing even possible? That's okay. You know, this is, some people think Gatling Gull is the hardest, boss fight. I don't necessarily agree with that. The hardest first floor boss fight, at least. But whether he's the hardest or not the hardest, he's a little tricky. And also, we don't really have a good setup for fighting him. So, you know, and by that I'm not trying to complain too hard about, no, our default gun. Oh, crap. Lulled into a false sense of security by my own hubris. It hurts. I got robbed by an old lady on a motorized cart, and I didn't even see it coming. Anyway, my whole point is just, we got the worst starting pistol, okay? So we got it, yeah, we didn't get the flawless. That's a big womp womp. But we did get, I know this gun. Skull Splitter. It's fine, I think, is my, that's my takeaway. We got 2 keys, which means we'll be opening 1 chest. We'll obviously open green chest. Ah, the Cruller Glaive. Think that the Cruller Glaive is interesting. Hold up. Yo, I did find the secret room. What a waste, like... I'm really gonna, like... I don't even care, honestly. Like, if you hit me, there was HP there. So that was not even close to being worth a blank, but... Just destroy... Why are you not getting destroyed? I don't even want to use this set. Give me Junkin, okay? I desired... That should be Junkin. If there was any justice on this planet, that would be, Sir Junkin. Either way, we're going to the Oubliette. You know, we've kind of had a pretty bad track record lately. Of, not getting flawless on the first floor. Really, I think it's a growing pain that's necessary. You know, I always use, I like to use metaphors. Because when you use a metaphor and a metaphor hits, it makes your point seem unattackable. What do you mean you disagree with him? Didn't you hear his metaphor? Anyway, I use like the training wheels metaphor for this all the time. We'll use Skull Splitter, at least temporarily, but, you know, we probably, if we had opened a chest and gotten the Skull Splitter, our odds of flawlessing the boss go way up. But, if we had, well, I guess we wouldn't have opened a chest and gotten the Skull Splitter, because we got it from the boss. You know what I mean? The idea is basically, the loss of HP from not flawlessing is annoying, but it might not be as deleterious as not getting a gun from the boss in the first place. I think getting a decent gun early, which you're never guaranteeing yourself a decent gun, but getting a gun early is like worth more than HP. Now, it's a bit of a false dilemma. One of the few logical fallacies that gets called out on the internet that I think is actually like relevant. You shouldn't have to choose between the two. So I actually, I think Fossilized, it's not that I dislike Skull Splitter, it's just that I think it's probably, along with the Glaive, which we'll try on our boss, is probably our best option for the like boss fights and dangerous rooms in particular. I think that we can do just fine with a combination of Fossilized Gun and Starter, but There is a downside. It does require a little bit more like active participation than usual. So, you're full. I know the fossilized gun gets a bad rap, and I wouldn't really... I mean, at least it seems like the temperature I glean from chat. Why? Seems like it gets a bad rap. And I can't really argue with it based on that little bit of gameplay right there. However, I think that if you pay attention when you're using it, it's actually like, it's extremely ammo efficient, decent, not great, but decent room clearer. That's my 2 cents in the subject. Okay, so you always gotta look. I don't think this could be it, but we might as well send some shots their way regardless. And you might think, you know, not a great performance so far. I would agree, believe it or not. I'm not, you know, trying to make myself seem better than I am at ye old Enter the Gungeon here. Definitely feel like we could be in a better spot. Oh, I just remembered our last run. Was it the run where we didn't go the right way on the rat floor? Yikes. My apologies. Mian Hamnida. Ms. Disculpus. Trying to think, how many languages do I know I'm sorry in? It's an important bit of verbiage for a Canadian to have access to. I don't know I'm sorry in French. That's embarrassing. Like, a lot of people think, and it depends where you grow up in Canada. A lot of people think like every Canadian speaks French, and like I do literally, I have 10 years of like French language lessons. You know, we have to take it for you know, our public school education. We don't have to take it for 10 years, but we have to take it for like 8. But I remember like none of it, you know? It's true, if you don't use it, you freaking lose it. That's why I like bizarrely. I mean, being in, I have the ability to survive, like if I'm in, at least in French Canada, I don't know, I might get mocked mercilessly in France, but, that's why I'm like more comfortable being in Korea. You know, if you had to drop me off in like a country of my choice that didn't speak my primary language, I would be like, you know, I know if you put me in Korea, I'll live. Don't open this yet. Hwajang Shil Odiao. It's the only words you need to know. Where's the bathroom? And then if somebody replies to you, just be like, you know, just look confused and they'll point instead of answering you, and you'll be good. All right. Well, I never thought I'd be in this situation, but I'm like, you know, turns out we got to play a little bit more conservatively on this floor. We didn't burn. You know, for sure, we're going to, I mean, we should beat the boss. That shouldn't be much of a problem. But, you know, the flawless is not irrelevant because we need to live. Okay, I mean, terrible start. What do you want me to say? I'm not convinced in the Cruller Glaive's boss killing abilities. You know, I have a bias in Gungeon, and I acknowledge this bias, which is why it's so helpful to play with like live feedback from time to time, so people can be like, hey, NL, you're really being biased right now. But my bias is towards weapons that are easy to use, which mostly, I mean, I'm not saying you need a Nobel Prize to use a weapon to begin with, but, you know, there's a difference between hold the trigger down and, you know, lots of shots come out, and hold the trigger down until there's a beep and then go for it. Oh, dude, this is surprisingly horrible. I'm not letting him in my head, okay? I'm not afraid to blank. And that was a really sensible blank. I'm not gonna fall into that position. You know, you start playing a little shy in Gungeon, get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm one hit away from death, I gotta blank any shot. No, we know how to walk around as bullets. Like, This isn't our first rodeo. Just to make sure this guy doesn't get you. Okay. Don't be a mimic. Thank you. So I think the Zorgun, maybe that's our best room clearer so far. Now, lots of keys, lots of casings. Hello, my friend. We got another key, which is nice, and then the map. Let's just see where to go. The secret room has ammo, which is well worth our last blank. Let's start opening things up. Ah, Frost Amulet. So, this means this is a brown level gun. And it's regular shotgun, but it also had a key in it. I think that's pretty good investment, honestly. And then we'll take Skull Splitter ammo. I mean, I know this is ammo for everything, but I just thought we'd go take a look at everything we've got going on here. Might as well take more Skull Splitter ammo. Like, how's Fossilized go? 500 out of 500? Okay. And then we'll go to the shop, because I think we got some stuff in the machine. There's no machine. There's no machine. Okay. You're a 30 key casing with a long history of breaking little hearts like the one in me. Yes. I don't care about the armor at all. 2 keys for an item and a heart. I think we can do this. We had a very key-rich floor. I think it's time to invest. Now, there's no doubt, I'm going to buy another key, but there's no doubt we're going to have enough casings to go to the rat floor regardless, so I think this is pretty sensible. Table Tech Rocket, I do think is, like, horrendous, but whatever. I would rather have the key than have Table Tech Rocket, but, you know, that's the value of your Gungeon loot boxes, you know? My mouse wheel, dude. Please, it's very sick. Alright, Zorgun. Good gun. Honestly, I might consider this, like, room end boss killer right now. I kind of want to take a look at the Cruller Glaive as, like, a room clearer. Kind of see it like an M1. And, you know, if I was cool with the M1 as a room clearer... Oh, it stuns, too. Should take a peep at the glaive, right? I actually now I'm sort of stoked. It seems like a pretty decent room clearer. I can live with this, and we can save Zorgun for boss-related situations. So as I always, you know, I neglect to mention this more often than I should, mostly because I forget it from time to time, but it's very, very, very nice to have the ammo lit. Not so much for the elemental effects, although you can get some cool sort of soft synergies going there. It's more a benefit, and I've been watching, you know, there's been a Gungeonaissance in our communities, and I'm watching, you know, like, Dan and Mouth... Oh, no. It's still burning, dude! Well, I guess because it was on fire, that does make sense. Yo! Hey, be careful there, brother. Okay, pop this. It's a chest. We won't open it yet, but a green chest is probably worth the blank just to discover it. And when Dan gets an amulet, I don't know if I've seen Mouth get an amulet, but I've seen Dan get a couple. He's, like, disappointed. He goes like, oh, you know, we get some T space, R space, A space, S space, H space in chat, please? Can we get some trash spam? The amulet, you know, like, I don't know what the actual opinion of the community is. Maybe you're like, wow, it's not the best item in the game, so why would I want it? But my personal 2 cents, perspective, etc., etc. Dust him, dude. Okay, I mean, there was an enemy over there, apparently. Is that, you know, the actual frost effect is not that strong. However, the fact that you get 1 extra blank per floor, you know, that lets you find the secret room, in theory at least, and also still have 2 blanks to fight the boss. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it, like, very strongly correlates with flawless opportunities. So remember, this floor is okay. to use blanks. This floor is okay to use blanks. Don't fall into the trap. The trap in this case is like, oh, we don't need to use blanks. I'm too good to use blanks now. I hate the freaking Amelconda, dude. No! I saw it coming too, and I was like, just move to the side, just move to the side. And then when I got hit, I was like, why didn't you move to the side? I don't know why. I mean, I guess you could argue you have better stuff when this happens, so it's not that unlikely, but like, why on earth do I do so much better against the late game bosses? In the early game bosses, I'm like, there's nothing I can do, dude. Okay, so Blasphemy is actually fantastic to the point of annoying people, which I don't necessarily dispute. But because we have full HP, I mean, it's a beautiful choice. I'm gonna use this at least temporarily, and I honestly think like we kind of needed. Wow, great start. Don't tilt. That's me talking to myself. I honestly think we needed something like roughly at that level of quality to carry me through this after, you know, some not so amazing performances. Hello, my key friend. Ring of Mimic Friendship. Skeleton Key. I think if we could get the Skeleton Key, it's like free chests for the rest of the game. These items are extremely advantageous. And dude, I mean, you're seeing it for yourself. Like, the Blasphemy is just fantastic at getting the job done here. So, again, our intention is to fight the rat. Honestly, if we make it to the rat fight with full HP, which is relatively likely, like, if you make it through the rat floor, you're very likely to get to the... Well, we're not going to get 3 keys, I'll tell you that much. If you get through the rat floor, you're very likely to have full HP by the time you get to the rat fight. Well, with 1 key, I just want to look up Ring of Mimic Friendship. I always forget. Ring of Mimic Friendship. Small creature pretending to be a ring. That's not what I'm looking for. So unfortunately, I think we will just open a chest. And hey, this is not how science works like at all, but or statistics, but I spent a blank to open this. Let's open this, and you know as good as the Earthworm Gym Gun. Or I think. So we got our nod key. We're gonna bounce. What I didn't finish my train of thought I was trying to say is, I think that there's nothing to fear. Just by virtue of not getting the 2 flawlesses, life still goes on. Just make sure you're watching for rats here. The thing is, if you make it to punch out, you will stand a decent chance to win the run. That's the law of Gungeon, in my opinion. Plus, there's still 1 more chance for a flawless here. And more. Terrible dodge. If you make it the punch out, you get, you know, guns. You get keys. You get... What have I done to myself there? I tabled... Let's go over what just happened. Do we have the money? 21? Let's do it. Now, I was not at all listening to what he was saying. What did he want us to do? Not get hit? I hope it's not without rolling, because I already rolled, so. Yo, we did it. Should have really been paying attention to what he was saying there. Heart holster. You're a good man. Little weird looking, but I'm not gonna let that, I'm not gonna hold it against you. I really appreciate that HP. If you beat the second phase of the rat, then all you gotta worry about is, you know, glean as much as possible out of the punch-out fight. There's no guarantees you're gonna beat the Advanced Dragon, a boss who I've greatly disrespected and in turn have been humiliated by on multiple occasions recently. But still... Yo! I don't know, dude. So, like, we know where the secret room is. Just remember, it's a north item room. Just trying to get a feel for this. For a gun with 1,000 ammo, it seems okay. Not a super amazing DPS enabler, but, you know, decent for temporary purposes. The thing is, so yes, there's a secret room over there. If I have a complaint about the secret rooms in Gungeons, that I just think, like, in general, they tend to not really be that good, I can't guarantee that it's worth a blank. In many situations, we will probably get a blank back, but you also have to consider that a blank is kind of like, you know, a secret room in Isaac, it costs you a bomb. Whatever, most of the time you got 99. Well, most of the time you've got effectively infinity. You've got more than you'll ever use. That's not really true for blanks in Gungeon, at least at my level. Feel like we definitely want all the blanks we have, plus we have to spend one this floor anyway, to this floor anyway, in order to get to the rat fight. So, what is wrong with you? That's alright. I mean, losing the armor sucks just because it makes Blasphemy less useful. I mean, it doesn't immediately, but it means if we get hit once, Blasphemy becomes less useful. But it's my own fault. I don't even know. Blasphemy is probably, and you won't hear me say this too much, is probably not good enough to be our rat floor room clearer. We'd probably lose more HP than we're comfortable with. Okay, I have not been paying attention to rats, by the way. Very much appreciate the key, because we need a key in the first place just to be able... Oh, you got me, you son of a gun. We need a key in the first place just to be able to actually, you know, open the rat hole, which is maybe not the most elegant way to describe that. 193 bullets left. Oh, baby. So, I think, I mean, if we have the money, which I think we already do, I would not mind spending a curse to get Elder Blank. I think a reusable blank is insanely valuable. Oh, I forgot you do that. Is insanely valuable. Hold on. Probably we can use the glaive temporarily. This has been a horrible floor. I apologize. It hasn't been a great run for my overall performance. Oh, it's the rat room. Okay. Very, very important. Yo, does it hit all enemies? Apparently not. Don't wake up. Can't wake up. Oh, we found our room as well. Yo, the keys are out of control. You've done me an incredible service with the amount of keys on this floor. Thank you so much. Okay, don't shoot the dude in the head, please. Okay. Nothing really you want to buy here except more keys, but I mean, it's obviously not bad. And then we got the probably what I would assume to be the path to our boss fight. And then I think we really want to buy Eldar Blank, the blank that elds. And yeah, it comes with a curse. What about it? And then for the boss, I'm gonna use the Zor gun. We could open these chests so that we don't have to use the Zor gun, and instead, you know, maybe we'll get something better. But I don't mind the gun force here. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's my fault, but I'm really like, am I kidding myself? It doesn't have the same ring to it. 0 flawlesses on the first 3 bosses. It makes me want to die. But all is not lost. You know, my folly is obvious. I tried the blank too late. And if there's one, and this is something we can work on, you know, I'm going to be recording a lot more Gungeon today. This is something we can work on. My main problem right now is high confidence, low skill. It's a very dangerous combination in a lot of fields in life, and it's true in Gungeon as well. When I was newer at the game, I was much less confident. I used blanks all the time. As a result, got a bunch of flawlesses. Now that I've a little bit more experience in the game, I'm like, I don't need to blank that attack. I don't need to blank that attack. As a result, I'm getting no flawlesses. That sucks. So, I mean, the Mahogany doesn't make me feel too good about the gun force. I think our best gun is the Zor gun, so, for room clearing probably, so we'll take that. And I wouldn't mind getting some HP to make the Blasphemy tick, and thankfully there is some HP back here. We definitely want to open all of our remaining chests, because we have opened the rat floor. Let's just make sure we've opened the rat floor just in case. We have indeed. Okay, so you don't want to mess that one up. Then the secret room we can now open for sure as well. We got a Guanstone. We get a chest. Okay. Now, I think dueling pistol is also horrible, but that's okay. Red Guanstone is better dodge. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. Which means this is a green gun, and it's, I mean, the Magnum I actually think is relatively strong. We don't have enough money to buy anything else. It's actually like a pretty good, finish on this floor, I think. You know, after screwing up the boss fight, I think we got some decent stuff going on. So just don't screw up the rat fight. I still don't really know, like, what we're gonna use on the rat fight specifically, but here we are, you know? Born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe. If we live through the rat fight as well, I mean, usually you're set anyway, but we got a lot of junk that we can just toss to the serpent. So now, don't screw this. This is an embarrassment. Up, up, right. Up, right, up. So you just don't forget. You start, you go up. That's the ticket. Excuse me. When did you become jam-packed with flavor? Nah. You gotta go, brother. Not so bad. Okay, up, up, right. So we got an up, and then from this room we're moving right. You're not so bad. Should not have put myself in that situation. Easy. Next step, to the right. This is a bad room. Please. Yeah. Take out the little minions first. Oh, the freeze. That's the good gravy. Alright. That's not an expression that I really want to become my catchphrase, but... Thank you, Guanstone. Up, up, right. There you go. So now we got up, right, up. So from this room, we're moving right. Thank you. Thank you. You can go Blasphemy temporarily. Oh, it's a good Blasphemy room, dude. Especially, I mean, we got chili pepper too, so. Up. I really thought I might screw it up again. How's the Magnum doing? Well, it's not great. To be honest with you, I'm happy to have Elder Blank. We're definitely past the point in my Gungeon life where I feel like it's an accomplishment just to have made it to phase 1 of the rat. I don't think we can just be, you know, super proud about that anymore. Don't die to poison, please. Just roll through this one. You gotta go. I know what attacks I tend to get hit the most by. I mean, that one is very comically timed. No doubt about that. I really thought we might be safe, but it was modestly risky. Without it, I stepped on the mousetrap. Okay. Yikes, 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 yikes. Just get him. Okay. We got 2 HP, 2 blanks, and a full Elder Blank charge for the rat fight. I sound pessimistic. I'm not that pessimistic. Just real quick, dude. Is there anything else we'd rather use? I don't think so. I still, believe it or not, still thinking like Zorgun is the dream come true here. This attack, basically, I think you can distill it down to brass tacks. If we can survive this attack and not use a blank, that hurts. But I think our odds are higher as a result. This attack almost always I do consider to be blankable. And then, dude, I actually have no idea what you pull from next. It might be regular shotgun. Oh, really? How dare you? Again, you still got 2 blanks. You know, I think I would rather, and this is not doing it for us. I think I would rather just use a blank than find ourselves in a super, like a situation where we feel like later we're gonna, like, be... I play better when I'm not 1 hit away from death, I think, so... My philosophy is very simple. No blanks, but we got an Eldar coming up. Yep. Very dumb. But I'm trying to not get hit by the fire. Please let me out! Dude, that was a terrible run. I apologize. Dude, we didn't get a whole lot of great stuff, except for, in my opinion, the Blasphemy, but we didn't put ourselves in a great position on that one either. For now, thanks for watching. It's a good warm-up, I guess, and I'll see you next time. See you.